Reward and recognition 1. Rewards are tangible perks in addition to salary and benefits, whereas recognition is an acknowledgement to a person or a team which praises their accomplishments. Reward and recognition are excellent ways to increase employee engagement. According to employee engagement surveys conducted by Energage in 2020, 90% of employees say recognition motivates them to give more effort. Let's have a look at what companies can do to reward and recognize their employees. The first thing is bonuses. Bonuses are always popular. They are mainly based on performance, but companies can also decide to offer their employees a bonus that is only based on loyalty. For example, a loyalty bonus could be paid at the end of the year to all employees who have completed at least 6 months or 12 months of service, or it can be paid on a pro rata basis. Another way to reward employees is to implement an incentive program. Incentives are very motivating, as employees will be more likely to work hard if they know they will be rewarded for it. In particular, it can be a good idea in such departments as sales, food and beverage, and front office. Let's have a closer look at how incentives can be implemented depending on the department. Let's start with the front office. Many hotels have a front office upsell incentive program. How does this work? Front desk employees are incentivized to upsell guests upon check-in to a higher room category than the one they booked. If they manage to do so, they will receive a percentage of the revenue created by the upsell. As a result, both the hotel and the employee win. Another department where incentives can work well is obviously sales. Often these programs include various components, for example, conversion rate. Conversion rate represents the percentage of inquiries that have successfully been converted into contracts. Let's say a sliding scale incentive, that is, the higher the conversion rate, the higher the commission. If the conversion rate is 30%, the commission will be 2%. As the conversion rate rises to 40%, the commission reaches 4%. 50% conversion rate will equal 6% commission, and so on. Also, the sales department, namely the conference and events sales team, can be incentivized by a particular KPI. For example, a certain number of weddings per month. One more option is food and beverage service charge, when employees receive a share of the food and beverage service charge that is applied to events. In this case, the good news is that service charge is not capped and can represent a significant amount of money earned on a yearly basis by each team member. In conclusion, sales employees can be extremely motivated by incentives, especially those employees who thrive on converting business, achieving targets, and generating profit. While for hotels, it is killing 2 birds with 1 stone, retaining employees whilst increasing revenue. Finally, let's see how that works in the food and beverage department. One of the popular incentive programs there consists in partnering with a brand, for example, a champagne or wine brand, in order to boost its sales. A competition is organized whereby the restaurant or bar team member who sells the highest number of glasses of that champagne or wine will win a magnum of that brand or gift vouchers. This creates a healthy and stimulating competition among the team. Another example of an incentive program in food and beverage is a competition between team members to collect as many guest preferences as possible and record them. The monthly winner can be rewarded with either gift vouchers or an afternoon tea for 2 in its restaurant. Naturally, it is easier to implement incentive programs in departments where employees can sell goods or services to clients or guests. For example, a hotel can have an incentive program in its housekeeping department based on the number of times an employee's name is mentioned in guest comments and reward the monthly winner with, for example, gift vouchers. What's important to keep in mind when creating an employee incentive program? First, we should make sure the rewards are something that our employees see as valuable and desirable. Otherwise, they will have no interest in seeking it. Rewards should be something they could benefit or enjoy. We should not offer a bottle of whiskey for a non-drinking person or a box of cigars for a non-smoking person. Second, we should clarify the goals of the program. Everyone should understand what is the target they need to reach in order to be rewarded. It can be a good practice to apply the SMART targets for that. Third, rewards should be based on objective performance data so that everyone could know they are judged by the same standards and have the same requirements. And the most important, reward systems should be applicable for literally everyone at our company. Of course, certain incentive programs can only be applied to specific departments, like sales or front desk, as we have seen. However, employees from other departments shouldn't be deprived of having an incentive either.